You didn't eat your sausage.
Sweetheart, I can't eat another thing. I'm stuffed.
Well,
Believe me.
Robin and I prepare a little breakfast for Mr. Donnelly. How about you, Doctor?
Buzz. No, when she says little breakfast, she means enough for an army.
Okay, let's get my other godfather some.
Thank you. I've already had breakfast.
Oh, what is one little breakfast? I make something for you.
Philomena, please, we have to work in Robin's area, our little play area. Buzz, let's get cracking.
I'm with you.
Okay. Oh, and where's the third godfather at, sweetheart?
Well, Frisco was here way early, but he had to go to the police school.
What about you? Why aren't you headed for school?
No school, a teacher's conference.
Oh, I used to love those.
I suppose he just stopped by for fun and games and left all the work to the other two godfathers, huh?
Frisco brought the lumber.
Who cut it to size?
Frisco.
Who put all these marks on the walls that shows where the pieces go?
Frisco.
Really? Well, all the real expertise comes in nailing it up, right?
Right.
Right.
That's funny.
What's so funny, honey?
Frisco said the cutting and the measuring took the real talent.
Oh, he did he? What an ego. Well, I'm going to start on this bookcase. Why don't you start on the walls? Please?
Okay.
All right? Now, this is going to be your bookcase, sweetheart.
All right.
We're going to put all your books in here. You know that? Do all that stuff.
Oh, did you hurt yourself?
No. What do you think, Doctor?
The thumb looks fine, but the arm will have to come off.
I think I'll get another opinion.
Let me see.
What? What?
Well, I could do what Mommy always does when I hurt myself.
Well, what does your mommy always... Oh.
There. Oh, well.
You see? Love does it all. Well, love does it all. You are a sweetheart. Yes, you are. Feels pretty good. I think this little banger here on the thumb has put me out of commission, so Robin and I will supervise. Okay?
I think that's an extraordinarily good idea.
So do I.
John, how's everything going with your company?
Fighting for my life, and the wolves are at the door. No problem. None whatsoever. Your frontal attack on Sean Donnelly isn't going to work, Jimmy Lee.
So we'll just offer the bankers holding the notes on Sean Donnelly's company more money.
When you say more money, you mean my money.
Well, if Jimmy Lee had a dime, you know we'd give it to you, Edward.
You got a dime, Jimmy Lee, I'll take it.
He would, too.
For whatever it's worth, Alan, let's hear your thinking.
I think we ought to buy into the Cassidine-Donnelly merger before it goes public. I think we ought to try to get control of the majority of their stock.
Good idea. How do we divide up the controlling stocks?
You're all counting your chickens a bit too early. I wouldn't be at all surprised, but what he hasn't set up some kind of a red herring to try to fool all of us.
Herring? Did someone say herring?
I was just saying that I haven't had herring in a long time, Lila.
But, darling, you loathe herring.
No, you know, every now and then I kind of get a craving for it.
Well, Lila, maybe you could persuade Stella to have herring for dinner tonight.
Well, I will, but she'll think it very odd. Edward's always been so nasty about herring in the past.
Yeah, and I sure don't want to cause any trouble in the kitchen.
On the other hand, she may be very pleased that you've come around. Would everyone like herring for dinner tonight?
No, I think just Father.
Oh, then you shall have your herring, darling. I'll go and see about it right away.
Thank you, Monica.
You're welcome, Edward. Now, would you like to tell me what you were really talking about?
Well, we were just wondering if it was really agony fooling around with Sean Donnelly.
Of course it was. Wasn't it, darling?
You know, we spies never discuss our missions.
Yeah, well, let's get to the matter at hand.
Yes, we were talking about red herrings.
Well, as you all know, I've been moving around in the world of business and high finance a hell of a lot longer than the rest of you, and I do not buy watered stock.
What's watered stock?
Well, it doesn't sound good, Alan, so why don't you just accept that?
It just so happens I have a man in Brazil, and I'm expecting a phone call from him today.
That's very smart of you, Dad. What's smarter than?
I'm going to have him check and double check on that merger of Donnelly's and come up with a complete listing of all the assets that are involved.
I think you're being overly cautious.
Yeah? What do you think, Monica?
Me? Well, I don't. I don't think. I just tell you what Sean tells me, and I let a much wiser, much more experienced mind evaluate the information.
Yeah. Well, I like a woman who leaves something to a man.
Do you think Sean's really trying to pull something over on us, Edward?
And the public.
How can you stand to be with someone so deceitful?
Oh, well, see, yeah. I've had a lot of practice.
Believe me, I can smell treachery just like a bloodhound. Louder, I can't hear you. Louder.
I've got to get to the clinic. There's this flu thing going on at the hospital.
Alan, will you please keep it down? I'm trying to talk to this man in Rio.
Rio? You're trying to talk to someone in Rio?
Look, would you please say that again and louder?
He's got a bad connection.
I hope he hasn't got bad news.
Would you hold it down?
Are you positive the ships were burned?
What ships?
Well, how many ships? I asked you how many ships.
Whose ships? We don't know whose ships.
Will you please keep it down? Now, look, are you sure about your facts?
What facts?
Edward is talking to the man in Brazil.
All right, but stand by just in case I need to get in touch with you again.
What's up? What'd he say?
I need a quick explanation. I've got to get to the hospital.
You'll take it as it gets, such as it is.
Now, what is this about ships?
Whose ships?
Well, it appears that so-called Cassidine fleet consists of 2 ships that burned in the harbor.
Oh, the Cassidines have more where they came from.
Not this Cassidine, Dmitri Cassidine. He is a very distant and a very poor relative. It seems that this company that Donnelly is merging with is a 2-bit outfit which just lost its 2 bits.
Edward, but we saw the blueprints of those ships.
So they are now rusting hulks at the bottom of the harbor.
I don't get it.
I do. We've been had.
Yep.
I knew Sean Donnelly was a born liar, never to be trusted.
But why is Sean merging with a company that's in worse shape than he is?
I refuse to believe that there is a Cassidine in this world that is not rich and powerful.
What you refuse to believe is that we bit on the name of Cassidine.
Wait a minute. Are you sure you trust your man in Brazil?
Well, of course I trust him. I have enough on that gent to send him to jail for 20 years. People like that I trust.
Jimmy Lee, is everything falling down on our heads again?
Let's hold on a second. I think Daddy's chewing on an idea.
You bet I am. If Donnelly wants to make money, he's going to have to go public with those stocks. And yet he knows just as well as I do that the brokerage firm is going to investigate his company. What the hell's he up to? Come in.
Good morning.
Good morning, Monica.
Hi. Well, I had surgery canceled this morning, and I really made a beeline over here as soon as I could. Look, Sean, Edward is really concerned about this merger of yours, and at the moment, he is waiting for a call from someone in Brazil.
Good.
Good? Mm-hmm. Sean, he is going to find out the truth about this whole Cassidine outfit down there.
I knew he would.
Oh, really? You know that he's going to find out about their whole shipping fleet and everything?
2 ships.
Oh, 2 ships. He's going to find out there aren't even 2 ships. Sean, excuse me, you're awfully complacent about this.
Monica, I want Edward to be puzzled. That way he will find out what I'm really up to. And that'll give me enough time to move in the next part of my plan.
And is that something I'm supposed to go and tell Edward about?
No. It's purely a grandstand play. He'll be able to find out on his own. I'm going to make it seem like I'm rolling in money. I'm going to filter this information through his bankers. Now, they'll tell him that they expect me to make even a bigger fortune.
Look, Sean, I'm worried about this.
About what?
Edward? My friend, he is very formidable. Look, if you make one little tiny mistake, just open any kind of little door, he will come in and he will squash you.
I like the idea of you worrying about me.
Yeah, well, I just wish I could do something more to help you.
I'm using your loan to fool the bankers. I would be nowhere without you.
And you have a good lawyer, and Jake, anyway.
Well, that's true.
You know, it took Edward aback a little bit when he found out who your lawyer was.
Did it?
Oh, yes. Yes, he refers to Jake as being poor but honest, which is the worst possible lawyer to have to deal with.
For Edward.
Yes, definitely.